So yesterday a trade went down in the NFL where the Jaguars traded wide receiver Laviska Shenault to the Panthers for a 6th and 7th round draft pick. And one thing that came out this morning that is a little interesting and I wanted to discuss is the fact that the Packers were apparently one of the teams in discussion with the Jaguars when it came to wide receiver Laviska Shenault. And I wrote an article on it earlier this morning, so if you guys are subscribed to that list, you guys got it earlier today. And if you want to check it out, my articles, link in description. But here is what came out. I wrote it here from Twitter from Dan Graziano. He said, note I found interesting last night. Carolina had some competition for Laviska Shenault. Packers, Falcons were among the other teams that were talking to the Jaguars about trading for Shenault before they reached a deal with the Panthers per sources. And I don't really want to focus on the fact who it is. It's the fact that the Packers were in talks with a team for another wide receiver. Here's the thing. Does this mean the Packers are not satisfied with their current wide receiver core? Not necessarily. We've heard Brian Gutekunst state in the recent past that the Packers are always in conversations with lots of teams, which makes sense because there's probably some kind of price you're willing to pay for lots of different players in the NFL. And so just because they're in talks doesn't mean they're looking at the Packers' current wide receiver room and are thinking, oh, shoot, we need to add someone else. Could they be? Yes. It's really hard to tell because all we can really do as fans is speculate what Brian Gutekunst and what this front office is thinking when it comes to this young wide receiver core. And now the Packers have had an entire preseason and training camp to look at their young talent. And now as well, with all of the cuts being made today, which I made a video on earlier today, lots of different cuts made by the Packers, other teams are also making cuts as well. So you'd have to assume Brian Gutekunst and his scouting staff and all those people up there in Green Bay are looking around to see if there's any improvements the Packers can make. It doesn't mean they're not satisfied with their group, but at the same time, they're probably always looking to improve. And we've seen in the past, the Packers have been in lots of different discussions as time's gone on. The biggest one being Odell Beckham last year. The news was that Odell was coming down to both the Packers and the Rams. Of course, he chooses the Rams, and I feel like as Packers fans, I at least personally have come to expect when we hear the Packers are in talks with a team to not expect too much because we've seen lots of times they don't end up getting a deal done. But I thought it was interesting to touch on the fact that the Packers were in talks with him, and we'll see if they try to make a move for any other wide receiver the rest of this year. Who knows? It's hard to tell what they're really thinking up there. I wish I knew, but unfortunately, I do not know. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.